Hey friend, now we today are on January 2nd. So welcome back. I hope January 1st you were able to go deep, begin to recognize some of these things happening so you can write about it, journal it, and truly so that we can set our 2022 year up for success and satisfaction and peace and awe. So in today's conversation, I don't think it's going to be a very long one, because the only shift that we have from yesterday is that we now have the 54 present. And the 54 is all about ambition, but actually the 54.4, that line, is the most mystical of all of the line values in the human design body graph. It is all about the enlightenment and the endarkenment. But what the 54 does is it kind of sets us off, which is really interesting because it sets us off on the capitalistic, the material plane. And yet, interaction in its mundane social context, but also one's mystical and cosmic relationship. So one of the things that is so important, this is human design. You're designed to be human. We are designed to be on this material plane in this meat suit. So what the transiting system is asking us yesterday and today is to get really clear on what actually is empowering us. What is our definition of empowerment? We have so much individual activation happening in this very first few days of January. And with that individual activation, it truly is saying, like, where do you feel empowered in your life? Where do you feel disempowered in your life? And for the most part, it really truly begins with, what are we thinking? In order for our ambition, our skills, our capacity, our abilities to be seen and recognized in the world, we need to first feel empowered to live it, to be it, to represent it. And if the thought process is constantly saying you're not good enough, you can't do it, who do you think you are trying to do that, then the disempowerment of that conditioned mind will continue to keep us squashed and stifled. So begin to really get a hold of, what are we thinking? So one of the things that I think is very, very interesting is, people are always looking at how do I do this? What do I need to do this? How can I be the one that can be so successful? How do I do this? How do I do that? It isn't really the actual doing of the things, because we all have our own way of doing. And that's what the 20 is indicating to us in the throat center, the communication and action center. Your action steps that you are going to take is going to be completely different than what I'm going to take. So get clear on that. You have the capacity right now with the transit to empower you to really get clear on your action step. What actions are healthy and good for you? But most of the time, what happens is we try to emulate everybody else's action. It has nothing to do with that. It's about really, truly understanding our own thought process, how we are using the consciousness field or not, how we're not using it, how we're allowing the conditioning mind to take over, so that the universe actually can take our directive. And then it drops in all the how do we do this? How do we do that? It'll drop in all of these potentials. That's when your human design kicks in. That's when your strategy and authority can kick in. Okay? But if you're not empowered internally in your own individuality, then it will be constantly this, I got to do it like somebody else. And this is saying, truly get clear on who you are so that you can be recognized for your ambition, for your talents, for your individuality, for your wants, for your grace, for the use of your own thought process. So get clear what's empowering you, what's disempowering you. Something disempowered you, go back and revise the situation. And what does revision mean? Go back and actually, in your mental picture, revise it to have a positive, empowering outcome. Now, some of you might go, yes, but maybe you were abused, maybe there was some sexual abuse, whatever that is. I'm not saying that any of those things happened for us. I'm not saying that that's good stuff. I'm not. But I'm saying that you can take those situations and make them a positive aspect today in your world. They can empower you. So I'm just going to give you an example. I work with a lady who we're in a coaching group together. She was sex trafficked from 2 to 25. She's building a multi-million-dollar business right now, helping other people that have been sex trafficked, like, live lives that are clear and healthy and abundant. So was the situation great? No. However, she went back and looked at the situation differently. We can all do that. We can all take those moments, go back, look at it differently and say, you know what? Now I can use what I learned there, that ability to now, move that into 2022, take that ambition that's all been built up in there and actually do something good for humanity and myself. So write out any and all, the empowerment, the disempowerment. Get really clear on it so that you can revise and feel empowered no matter what the situation is. All right, we will chat tomorrow. Enjoy journaling. And hopefully this process will set you up for massive amounts of success in 2022.